finally ready for beer.
Anyway, hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews here with the Sith on Heist Almighty's porch. We're going to take a look at a beer that was given to me up in Ontario by none other than the great Average Joe, baby. This is... What?
Are you sure it's up high enough?
Yeah, it's up high enough.
He's got a wide-angle lens on it. This is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I suppose he should by now.
Well,
One would hope.
one would think. Yeah. Anyway, this is Coffee
There,
Dino
it's finally
Smores. Coffee Dino S'mores from Off Color Brewing. What?
Nothing.
It's okay, we're not talking about you.
Sure you're not.
We're not. We're
It's not all,
talking about how slow he is.
it's not all about you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's about Joe.
Here, you want to introduce it?
Thanks, Joe. We're going to drink your beer now. Opener me.
Just give me. Anyway, this is an Imperial Coffee Marshmallow Stout, 10.5% ABV. It's got a whole bunch of ingredients here: malts, pale, Vienna, wheat, carrot tube, extra special, flaked oats, dark chocolate, black, roasted barley. Hops uses as nugget. Secret ingredients: marshmallow, vanilla bean, molasses, graham flour, cocoa nibs with a custom blend of Ethiopia Guji and Honduras La Paz Mirla coffees.
And the kitchen sink.
Yeah, everything. Get that extra long intro just for Joe. Hopefully it's still good. Should be still good. It's a big ass beer, and I had it for only 3 months at this time of this recording.
Oh, well, it should be fine then.
Yeah. And we'll just have a round of fuck Scott because he didn't want to come. That's way too much.
Oh, yeah, well.
Give
Sean's not driving, so.
Sean's not driving.
And
He's
it's a
happy to
stout, so
drink.
he's probably okay.
Here, let me give him a little more. So I'm not going to drink that much. There you go.
Looks good.
It does
Trying
look
to get
good.
me drunk.
Oh yeah. I don't really
Whoa,
want to get
holy
drunk right now.
Frack.
I just
That's
wanna
pretty
sample.
oily, too. Look at it stick to the shines.
Yeah.
Look how
Sticky.
dark it is.
That is very, very oily.
All sticky.
Very. Yeah. I mean that. It's very black. Maybe a little bit of a ruby red coming around the edges. Very what? Yeah.
Like
that,
the very, very edges.
like a very oily looking head, the residual head on top of it that's smearing the glass with coffee every swirl. That is a beautiful looking beer.
Stale coffee. Really stale coffee.
Well, it's not that stale. I'm getting some of those cocoa nibs and the marshmallow,
That-
too, though.
Get a little like metal or something that's must
Possibly
be
some of
coming
that
from the
vanilla.
glass.
It's probably the city water that, washes it.
Mm.
I smell chlorine.
It's
and
not
butts.
very. It's not. It's very mild smell.
Yeah, it's not a strong smell, but it's a pleasant smell.
Yeah.
I likes it.
I mean, I get bits of coffee. I get the vanilla bean. I don't really make out much of the graham cracker.
No.
Just
Yeah.
a little chocolate caramel sweetness.
Had just about enough of crackers this week, so.
Fucking crackers.
Crackers. Yeah, right, down the hatch.
Yeah.
Pop, pop, boom, pop.
So did you hear about Daenerys?
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Smooth. Rich and dark.
A bit of an aftertaste I'm not crazy about, but the upfront taste is really good.
You get this really roasty, resiny aftertaste.
Yeah, it's probably a little too much. I don't know if nugget hops was the right way to go with this.
I don't really know if you're getting enough of the nugget hops to really tell.
No,
If there is nugget hops in it, they also might be pretty faded by now.
hard to say.
But with a big, strong beer like this, you don't really count on the hops to be the thing that carries it.
No, but I'm just wondering where that resin's hit me up from, because the resin seems
Yeah.
to be the only thing that's out of place.
Yeah.
The rest of it, like
Yeah, the resin.
the coffee bitterness, I'm getting some of the vanilla sweetness, I'm getting some of the marshmallow, getting some of the cocoa nibs.
You get bits, yeah, the cocoa nibs, the chocolate's there.
I'm even maybe getting some of that
it's
graham
like very
cracker.
dark chocolate.
But
I'm not getting a lot of the graham cracker. I get a bit
maybe.
of the marshmallow.
Maybe
but it's
like-
all
I'm getting some
beauty.
maybe graham cracker sweetness, like a pie crust kind of sweetness.
Yeah.
It's a
But
pie crust sweetness with a toasted marshmallow.
exactly, like a proper s'more.
Yeah.
But then I'm getting like just that little bit of resiny bitterness at the end of it. It's like just this little mar on perfection.
Yeah. You know what? It could be stale coffee.
It's
could
stale
be.
coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had a fair share of stale coffee, and I've had a fair share of resin. Shut up. And
What tree did you lick?
shut up.
Supposed to get a whole yard full.
Sith knows what I'm talking about.
I definitely do. But you haven't had nearly as much stale coffee as I have.
Probably not.
That's stale coffee.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's like
It's not
Opening that-
really, really stale, but it's like right on the border of stale, I'd say.
I think it's like a
Most
pot of
people
coffee
do.
I put in the fridge overnight to make like ice caps with the next day, but then I take a swig off it just to see how it is.
Maybe if it was
Or
a week
it's that-
later.
that K cup, that no-name brand K cup. It's like 2 years past its best by date.
Yeah.
You open it up, make a coffee with it, take a swig of that, and you get this really cardboardy, stale coffee.
That
But overall, like that's like 5% of the whole thing, and it's a shame
I think
because it's like
what's missing is almost like the delicate flavors you expect to get something from calling itself a s'mores beer. Like I don't get a lot of graham cracker. I don't get a lot of marshmallow.
I got
It's
a
in there,
decent-
though.
Yeah, I got the marshmallow,
You get
but
lovely chocolate and everything.
like to me the thing that it's a lower quality. Like if they put actual coffee in there, it was a lower quality coffee. It was like a no name coffee versus like Muskokan.
They did mention what coffees they used, but there's no data in the bottle. And well, I mean, it hasn't really, a beer that strong hasn't been sitting around my basement long enough.
I'm sure
to
micro-cultivated
really go off.
Honduran coffee is very good, but I don't see why it would
Yeah.
necessarily be better than anything else.
But who knows how old this bottle was when Joe picked it up too?
Who knows?
Because I mean, in the U.S., beer is a bit different.
Yeah.
Bottled on January 17th. January 31st, 17.
Well, a big beer like that should have survived this long.
Yeah,
no problem.
yeah, you should
And
be
it
able to sell
definitely
it.
is definitely
I don't expect a coffee to
It's-
last forever.
it's
but
palatable. Like it's
Yeah.
definitely not off.
No, it's not bad.
Really good. Like it just could have been great.
It is this coffee beer is definitely better than the coffee beer we had last time.
after I drink it, taking enough of another whiff of it, I get a lot more graham in the smell. See, now it's really starting to smell really super appetizing, but. Is there any driggies? Ooh, syrup.
I prefer the syrup. Anyway, yeah, no,
I
it's
could've
like
stirred it up first. Anyway,
it's just like one step down from Amazeballs.
yeah, I think the general flavors of something calling it itself a s'mores beer
Yeah.
are there, and for Russian Imperial Stout, it's a little thin.
I'd say I'm
It's a little thin, don't you think?
gonna go 4, but it could have been easily a 4.5 if they had ironed out just a little bit more.
I'm gonna do an average Joe and go 3.75 out of 5.
I'm gonna match that.
All right, so there you go.
Just a little fresh coffee in there, and
Yeah, like maybe if we drank it a little fresher, but you think that this would last longer than 8 months.
yeah.
You'd think.
Yeah.
Or maybe we should have let it go longer.
But
until
I
the
also
coffee died
find-
off completely.
I find that coffee beers are either
Well, remember what happened when we had the Founders Breakfast Stout? And
Yeah,
it
that's
was
true.
like 2 years old and it tasted like real stale coffee.
Yeah,
It
maybe
was still good, but
maybe coffee Imperial Stouts need to be got to a little bit
Yeah.
faster.
yeah. Although, how long did you have that Speedway Stout before we drank it?
Yeah, but that was Speedway. That's
That was a lot of coffee in that.
yeah, that's a whole other beast.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what we thought about the Off Colors Coffee Dino S'mores, Russian Imperial Stout
S'mores.
with coffee, marshmallows, and cocoa nibs. We'll talk to you folks later, and thanks Average Joe for donating this to the channel. See you. Thanks. Cheers.
It's the Raptors.
It's a beer that's got arms like this.
Okay, hurry up, take your picture so I can drink my beer.